for your cast of the Why So Serious show on BladesRadioOnline.com.
It is Wednesday, and it is time for the Why So Serious show. I'm Jesse Morrison, joined alongside Jeremy Schnell, Mallory Schnell, Matt Kling, and Max Bechtold. 2 J's, 3 M's, and I really didn't want to start the show with this, but somehow, for some reason, this stuff still goes on, and so Thom Brennaman said the F word, not the F-U-C-K word, but the other one on a broadcast, on a hot mic tonight. So he said it about Kansas City, and so whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm so tired of this stuff. So yeah.
Hey, what are we doing? Sound.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
So, Thom Brennaman is a play-by-play man for the Cincinnati Reds, as well as an NFL on Fox. Great job on NFL on Fox, I will say. Good job in baseball as well. But tonight, in between games of a doubleheader, he was on a hot mic and called something the bleep capital of the world. Now,
Kansas
I'm
City.
not going to say the word, of course.
One of the blank capitals.
And we're not going to play any video of him speaking because his apology is as out of control as him uttering the 3-letter word that he did. So.
That was terrible. Oh my gosh, that was so bad. That was the worst thing that's ever happened on this show. Oh my gosh, this is like such a serious segment too. And then that was so bad. That's worse than any of mine. Oh my gosh.
Let's read.
Jesse, you yawn sometimes.
No. That is staying in the show. Keep going. Keep reading it. That has to stay in the show. No way. That's great content. No, keep going.
Okay, my apologies. Excuse me is the better term. And what Thom Brennaman tried to say was excuse me, but just like I did, he kind of burped on the opportunity to. So here's the transcript of his apology that he said on air. This is from awfulannouncing.com.
Great site, by the way. You got to follow it.
I love it. All right. As Holland takes over on the mound, I made a comment earlier tonight that I guess went out over the air that I'm deeply ashamed of. If I have hurt anyone out there, I can't tell you how much I say from the bottom of my heart that I am so very, very sorry. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, that will be a home run, and so that will make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting this headset on again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds. I don't know if it's going to be for my bosses at Fox. I want to apologize to the people who signed my paycheck, for the Reds, for Fox Sports Ohio, for the people I work with, for anyone I've offended here tonight. I can't begin to tell you how deeply sorry I am. That is not who I am. It never has been, and I'd like to think that I could have some people maybe that could back that up. I'm very, very sorry, and I beg for your forgiveness. Jim J will take you the rest of the way home.
Introducing Thom Brennaman, the real-life Brockmeyer.
No, not. This is worse.
I know, but still, his chance of putting on a headset again is for a certain organization like the one that Brockmeyer is in. Maybe Texas high school football if he's lucky.
I don't know. I mean, it's
not like, okay, I'm all for second chances if the apology is sincere. That apology was yet another one of these flaky apologies by people that don't really care what they said and say, I'm sorry for offending people. Not, I'm sorry that I said that. I'm sorry for offending
people. To the people who signed my paycheck is the best thing ever because he didn't even apologize to the LGBTQ community.
I'm sorry to the people I offended. So that was that. By the way,
say their names.
I just got a tweet that someone sent me, jokingly, of course, but Thom Brennaman's now been added as a speaker at next week's Republican National Convention.
I saw that.
Joking, but
no. Here's the thing. There's no excuse for it, but it's very clear that he's very uneducated. not very with it, not very progressive. It's very clear that he isn't, and I hope that through this situation, he grows to learn a little bit more, grows a little bit more educated. And if he does, and if he becomes a better person, I'd be fine with giving him a second chance. It's a real tough situation overall, but you know what? If a good comes from it, that more people understand it, more people understand how terrible the word is, and him himself does, then you know what? It can overall be a good situation.
It's my least favorite word in the entire dictionary, by the way.
Absolutely.
It has been since high school. That's my least favorite word in the entire dictionary.
Absolutely. It's horrible.
It's in my top 3. There's the C word as well. Not a big fan.
The R word too.
Yeah, the R word, the R word, that F word, and the C word. Not a big fan.
Well, the N word's pretty bad too.
And yeah, of course. That one's number. Yeah, that one's up there.
That
one's my least favorite.
Yeah.
But so I've been told that I'm the only one who can say this, but I just gotta admit, the apology was really funny. Like, let's just be honest here. The home run happening in the middle of the apology it was really funny.
Working on the opportunity,
the home run happening was really funny. Like, he couldn't turn off his professionalism for a second. He was mid apology, and all of a sudden a home run happens. Like, it is funny. Like,
we're all avid Le Batard show followers, but remember when Brent Munzberger was apparently talking about gambling, and then was kind of quote unquote apologizing for.
No, he was talking about Joe Mixon.
Yeah, he was like, this man turned his life around, and then he goes, and those people that are saying, I'm just a guy that believes in second chances. What's wrong with that? Second down and 9.
Yeah. By the way, I'm pretty sure he probably has had to apologize for talking about gambling on the air.
In other baseball news,
Luke, put it on the poll, Matt. Put it on the poll, Mallory. Do you just assume that Brent Musburger is apologizing for talking about sports gambling?
Yeah.
But anyway, final takes on Brennaman is I hope he takes the situation to become a better person, learn more, become more educated. That's my final take on that. So
absolutely.
I hope that that everything happens. I hope that happens too, but I really, really, really hope that he has to go to the Frontier League to salvage his career, because we really need.
Oh, he needs to be fired. There's no ifs, ands, and buts.
We really need that to happen, because honestly, being in the Frontier.
What about the Pioneer League?
I think that was everyone's honorary. What are we doing? But before I go, because I do have to leave, I'm just gonna give my what are we doing, even though we're not in the.
That's fine. Hit her with the what are we doing.
So, the Tempe Barstool account, they posted this video in Taylor Place today. I think you can just tell that this is floor 12 or 14 and a bunch of sports journalism majors.
Yeah, I posted on my story on Instagram.
Max, I think you are the one with the golf club, by the way. You're the one with the golf club.
I haven't seen this.
You should check out the next video that Tempe Barstool posted.
What floor is this?
They're all supposed to be staying in their room. But, some of the comments are like, at least they're wearing masks. But true or false, that's sports journalism floor.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
It's floor 10 or 11 this year, because 12 and 14 are Barrett.
Really, they did that. Huh?
They did, because
Barrett deserves the better views in the larger windows, honestly. But I love the last year.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway, as I was gonna say, continuing. Thank you, Mallory. By the way, hi, Mallory.
Okay,
big news today, Jesse, as cousin of Stephen Vogt and Hoyt from the Marlins, Luke.
He's muted. We don't need that content on our show.
I thought we were going to talk about Tatis sitting another.
Fernando Tatis, in other much happier baseball news. And other Reds news. Trevor Bauer was going to wear free Joe Kelly cleats, but Major League Baseball doesn't like having fun, so they said that he would get either fined or ejected from the game for wearing them.
Can we just
But he pitched a one-hit shutout in the second game of a doubleheader.
Yeah,
They're up
can we
5-0
just say
right now.
that on the realm of ridiculousness, this baseball season has been already so ridiculous, and we're not even a month into it. Like,
It's almost over.
exactly, which is the
Except
other
for Max.
problem.
He's just getting in the swing of things with his
Yeah.
baseball team.
Yeah, how
I
many
have
games-
still watched at least 3 innings of every game.
How many
Every single
double
one.
headers how many double headers do you guys have coming up?
Oh, we played 5 games in the last 3 days. I had class today, and I got back upstairs, checked Twitter, and I saw the Cardinals were playing. I'm like, oh God, they're playing already? Like, what? And then it was like 8-1 in the 6th inning. I'm like, well, this game's over. Like,
And they
Marlins
play
are
again.
about to lose their 5th in a row.
yeah. Then they played again. I only watched like 3 innings though, because I had to watch Big Brother.
Yeah, brother.
Back to that again.
Big Brother.
Big
It's
brother.
exactly how he says it. It's exactly how he says it.
Yeah, Max, you do it much better than I do.
By the way, y'all can still see me even though I can't see y'all, correct?
Yeah, you
Correct.
look beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, but Fernando Tatis hit another home run. I'll show it. It's
He's
not
very
good
good at baseball.
Fly ball center field. Nick Solak going back. Nick Solak at the wall. Nick Solak will watch it go.
That's like 430 feet.
Did it land?
I think it's still going.
All right, that's since Mallory didn't put the other one on the poll. I'm gonna put this one on the poll. Is Tatis's home run still traveling?
Stupid pull.
Why?
It's not. Oh wow.
What?
There's a beautiful cinematic view of his home run. I'll tweet it with the show account.
Yeah, do it, Mr. Social Media guy, Jeremy Schnell. Max, is baseball your favorite sport again, though?
No, but it's probably like easily top 3 now.
What are your favorite sports now?
Well, LPGA is pretty solidly number 1, I think, at this point. I think the last few weeks with it being back on has confirmed that, again, that LPGA is my favorite. And, like, I still love college football, but it's been a while. So I don't know where I stand on that. So teams rather than loving the actual sport. So we'll see.
Go Dogs, go Hokies. SEC, ACC still getting ready to play. So, I have a problem, so I'm going to watch it.
AAC, the American Athletic Conference, home of the Temple Owls.
Apparently, I don't know if you guys saw this report today. Apparently, Wisconsin is part of like a 6-team coalition in the Big Ten that's trying to go rogue and play their own season.
They are.
And I don't want that because I want these players to be safe. I want them to have the right precautions.
It'll be a running back and fullback only league.
But I'll be all in.
I would really enjoy it if that happened. Like, it'd make my fall a lot more fun if that happened. So, though the safety of the players and coaches is my absolute number 1 priority, I would have fun with that. So,
you know what's a problem? Like, I know Max has done it a little bit, and this is all for entertainment purposes only, of course. But like, none of us here are super big sports gamblers. We just have a problem, like, just in general. Like,
Yeah.
Like we're about to watch college football in a pandemic because, again, we have a problem.
see, I'm not a big sports gambler.
Yeah.
Just for entertainment. Just for entertainment.
Yeah.
I only do it when I only have extra entertainment when there's a big event that I don't have a rooting interest in. That's the only time I have extra entertainment.
Yeah, you don't bet on ASU or the Rams or Wisconsin or.
And speaking of entertainment, we're speaking of entertainment and the AAC. The most entertaining conversation I've ever had with Matt Kling was about the AAC.
Yes,
The Temple Owls.
before the U of A game freshman year. This is a really, really niche conversation.
We're going full circle. Oh, by the way, I met Jesse Morrison working at a football game my junior year.
College football.
And then
Oregon.
I don't know how Jesse met Jeremy and Max, but I don't know.
Met him at the Michigan State ASU game.
That was a year
No,
later. It was a year later, the Michigan State game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that conversation about AAC football, because Temple was
Lasted like
really
an
good
hour.
that year.
Yeah.
That was the most stimulating conversation I've ever had about sports. No joke, legitimately was the most stimulating
I really wish I was
I've ever had
there.
about sports.
We talked about AAC. We talked about AAC football in Temple for like an hour. It was amazing.
I don't know if it was just because I was super bored because it was like night 2 of just sleeping outside Wells Fargo Arena.
That was night 3.
That's got to be really loud.
It was really, really bad because our third person was not pulling their weight with sleeping outside. I'll just say that. And so
I did not sleep outside for that. I
know.
I knew you guys. I said, okay, I'm going to come back here at 6:30, and I'm going to rejoin you guys to get the tickets.
It was the smart move.
Exactly.
I wish the third person in our group had just been that up front.
And then we went to Chick-fil-A for breakfast afterward.
Yeah.
But it was also like a great experience, and I wouldn't change it. Like I loved doing it. Like that was a lot of fun.
Like that's the thing that all ASU students are going to miss out on is the experiences that we got to take in a part of with college football. Now, who knows if they're even going to play a spring season? If they play a spring season, how many people are going to be allowed in Sun Devil Stadium? Will they play at Sun Devil Stadium? Like that's like there's so many.
They need to play at Camp T.
No, I hope they play at Chase Field. That would be hilarious.
No. The Cheese Bowl.
Not State Farm Stadium because it takes too much to manage the grass. They're just gonna put them at the turf field at.
They can't because they're playing baseball there. So
not in January and February.
What about the soccer stadium at the Casino Arizona Field where the Rising play?
The Rising have games that start in February.
Yeah.
Put them in the dome that they practice in.
The Dickey Bubble?
No, I'm telling you, Camp T is the way to go.
I've got an idea. All these schools have the bubbles on campus to practice in. Just the players live there in sleeping bags. And then
they're in an actual bubble.
And then to go to class, they stick one of those bubble soccer things on them, and that's how they go to class with arms that reach out like this. That's a great idea. Max, did you get to the part in Hard Knocks where Sean McVay discovers the face shield?
Yes. And like, there's no way it's that funny. I'm like, it's that funny. It's really, really great. This is the best moment of Hard Knocks ever. I sent Jesse a tweet today, now that we're on Hard Knocks. I sent Jesse.
Wait. Hold up. You cut out for a little bit. What was the best moment of Hard Knocks so far?
The face shield where McVay was like, oh yeah, the masks are getting really annoying. And then another coach is like, oh, I just ordered some of those face shields on Amazon. And McVay's like, oh, can we wear those? And he's like, yeah. And then McVay walks into the meeting room with the face shield on. It's so good. So good.
I hope he wears one of those on the sidelines.
Oh, me too. But I sent Jesse the best message ever today. I'm very proud of it. And it only makes sense if you watch his post-game speeches. But I said that I could watch McVay. I could watch a full show of him reading the phone book. I love McVay. Like, I will do anything for McVay. He's my favorite person in the history of sports.
McVay.
Exactly. He's my favorite person in the history of sports. And so I said I could watch him read the phone book. So here is him reading the phone book. Hey, bring it in, guys. All right, so first name is Anderson. Let's give him a big clap. Woo! So Anderson lives on Edwards Way, and his number is 347-713-4526. Let's give him a woo! Woo! Ping ball goes to Anderson. Now on to Andrews. That was my message, and I love it.
No, Sean McVay is okay. The Chargers are cool. I like the Chargers.
I was so bored with all the Chargers.
I like Anthony Lynn. I like Anthony Lynn. That's about it with the Chargers.
I was so
bored. Go ahead
bored.
And say it, Max. F the Chargers.
I was so bored.
And then, okay. So I will just give you guys not trying to spoil anything here.
Give us the Herbert situation.
Okay, so the Herbert situation. This is when the Chargers gets good. It's episode 2. So Herbert.
Please don't say the name Herbert.
Why?
Justin. Just call him Justin.
3 rushing touchdowns.
Oh yeah, okay.
Justin. Just call him Justin.
JH is like a very eager freshman college student. Okay, so you see him with his notepad in the room, just taking notes. Like he kind of seems a little lost and really needs to study for this last test. Mallory's back, by the way. I don't know why she's back, but
or is she?
I don't know. But
Waiting for my girlfriend at Sonic.
Okay. All right. Well.
We came back to talk about Big Brother.
Yeah.
I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this. So at Oregon, all that Justin Herbert did was, and now he has to use the snap count. And so this is the best part. So basically, as of now, Justin Herbert's just going to be recognized on every play by every defense because he changes his tone for run plays and pass plays. And so they had to pull him out and throw Tyrod in there to show him how to keep a monotone. The dude is going to be so trash in the NFL.
It really is.
Like, that is the best part so far of the Chargers thing. The second best part was Joey Bosa crying, but other than that, and I mean, just Anthony Lynn in general, they could really just do the Rams plus Anthony Lynn, like, in my opinion, because he just, and of course, in the Charger, and you wait for the actual best Chargers moment, which is at the end of the first episode, Max, when they talk about how when this guy that gets cut walks into the room, just get ready for it. But usually the Rams with Jalen Ramsey and I mean, just Aaron Donald in yesterday's episode, he's just taking off his shirt and flexing the whole time. It's literally, and I don't understand how someone 6'1" and 280 pounds can have that much, like, he doesn't have any fat on his body. It's so confusing.
How about Andrew Whitworth, who's going into his 40th season in the NFL?
Love Whitworth.
As they joked about last night. But how about also the rookie Clay Johnston was that segment was kind of funny. Him trying to work out.
He's getting cut so soon, dude. He can't play.
Fudge. Like, dude, you're on HBO. You actually work. Like, you don't have to yell fudge the whole time.
So here's my thing. Whenever I watch Hard Knocks, I really buy super into the team that's on Hard Knocks. Every single time. They usually go like 4-12 or 5-11, but I'm so buying into them. I'm not even a full episode in. I'm convinced the Rams are going 16-0. So
Jared Goff also isn't that bad on Hard Knocks.
He isn't.
So
he's really funny.
He's Jay Cutler.
He is.
He's so bad, he's good.
He has no personality, but he's really, really funny with it. He's great.
How about his little mini putt course at the bottom of the hill of his
You haven't even seen that. He has like a chipping green at his house, and he goes up there and starts chipping, and it's so lame, but so funny at the same time.
And he's great on his first year of Hard Knocks too. He has a top 5 Hard Knocks moment ever on his first season, which is where the coach asks him if the sun rises in the east or the west. If you don't remember it, go look it up. It's one of the best Hard Knocks moments ever. It was his rookie year. They were on Hard Knocks, and it's an amazing scene.
He's still an overrated system quarterback.
I'm still waiting for my jersey of him. I bought it like 2 months ago, and it hasn't come yet.
No, but to Max's
point, is it one of the
like,
new ones?
Yeah, it's the blue one, the new one.
Oh, man. Why did she come? I'm so confused.
To Max's point, though, like, I was convinced the Raiders were going 11-5 last year. Like, convinced.
No way, never.
I was convinced.
The Bengals year especially, I bought so hard into the Bengals the year they are on Hard Knocks. I was like, Geno Atkins, I had never heard of you before 5 weeks ago, but you are the best player in the NFL, and you will get your respect now and stuff. And he still doesn't.
I'm convinced the Chargers will not do well. I'm convinced.
I'm so convinced they will not do well.
I'm convinced that the Rams are in the toughest division in football.
Correct.
And that I have no idea what place between 1 and 4 they will fall. Do we want to talk about these?
It's a crapshoot, that division is.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. Here's another really funny part of yesterday's Hard Knocks before. I don't really care about NFC and AFC West conversations. I care about the Chargers defensive line, talking about the kind of fish they enjoy eating. And then one of the guys was like, I hear that people eat the eyes. Like the eyes have got good protein. So yeah, there was that. I mean, the Chargers just aren't that interesting. And
can we actually talk about some projections that came out today that are kind of ridiculous?
Here we go. Projection radio.
Your Washington football team's 5-11 in the predictions.
That's generous. Actually, I'm sorry. They're going 14-2 because Alex Smith is going to be comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
He's
but the
throwing
Cowboys
28
are supposed to
touchdowns
go
only.
2-6, and the Eagles are supposed to go 8-8, but the Giants are supposed to go 2-14.
What?
Yeah, but here's
why do people doubt my guy Danny Dimes?
Or Saquon Barkley? But I'll tell you what, this USA Today writer also doubts Christian McCaffrey and Teddy Bridgewater. He has the Panthers going 2-14.
Breaking on Twitter, Amir Garrett, relief pitcher for the Reds, says, to the LGBTQ community, just know I am with you, and whoever is against you is against me. I'm sorry for what was said today.
Yeah, that is what Thom Brennaman should have said.
And here's the thing. Didn't do anything wrong and still apologized. Like, that's taking initiative. Didn't need to do it at all. Great that he did. Good for him.
Also, from Tempe Barstool's account, it says breaking, Arizona football will have no fans in attendance for the 15th straight season.
Interesting. Good for that.
Have you shown the okay, there was like a video of a bunch of people in a dorm playing beer pong. It's scary.
Yeah, I saw that.
We have a lot left today, so I'm gonna move this along. Matt, what happened with you again and Hannah Ann?
She liked my comment.
Yeah,
it's 3 in a row.
Three in a row.
But she posted another photo. I did not comment. I'm not going to comment.
Why? You got to go 4 for 4.
The thing is, this photo, should I show it or like? I don't really want to because I think it's a little too quote unquote risque, maybe.
I mean, she's getting more and more risque with her posts.
It's her on a beach, like which is like normal.
Which one? That one. That's so much less risque than the other ones that you commented on. Go for it. What's wrong with this? Like what? Like what is risque about that?
I don't have a comment for it though because.
Oh, forgot my beach chair. Let's see. I don't know how I could.
How about we switch the luck? How about you comment on it and see if you have the same luck?
She's not my. Cassie Randolph is the one that Cassie Randolph is my bachelor crush.
Well, why don't you comment on her?
I've slid into her DMs.
And has she answered you?
No. I gave her my number.
But Hannah Ann has an email for inquiries if we do want to book her maybe to come on the show.
I feel like we have to pay for that. I feel like that's going to be something. I feel like she's going to have a guest booking fee. She definitely has a guest booking fee.
Okay, but like, you can do so much. Oops, forgot my beach chair. Say, I like laying in the sand anyway. I don't know. Like,
I'm going to tell you what. I will comment on the next photo she posts because I won't be back on until Monday. She will definitely post a picture before Monday. I'll comment on that, and I'll see if I can go 4 for 4. Like,
I feel like you can't go 4 for 4 if you skip one.
I'm not. No, she has 1.4 million followers. She likes any positive comment on her feed. Like,
no, I think
I just won't have a comment for this picture.
I'm gonna go take a look and see how many comments.
Why don't you comment, Jeff?
I think that she's romantically interested. That's my opinion.
I'm incredibly out of the loop on this whole situation. I have no idea what's happening.
So
someone said stunning, no like.
So Matt and I both
no like.
Matt and I both watched The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and
sure.
Bachelor in Paradise. Those kind of shows, Bachelor Goat, whatever is Bachelor.
It's no Big Brother, but it's okay.
And
Matt has competition. Mike is liking and commenting.
Mike who?
Mike from The Bachelorette a couple years ago.
Okay, yeah. No, but Hannah Ann, you know, she's
Mike went on a date with Demi Lovato.
She was a contestant last season on The Bachelor.
She was the winner of The Bachelor.
She was the winner, but like
spoilers.
Yeah, but then like Pilot Pete said nah and tried to go for someone else, but then ended up going for someone else.
Say her name, Maddie Pruitt.
Maddie Pruitt, and then Kelly. He's dating Kelly now.
Jesse, your story's confusing.
No, but no. And Matt really has a big crush on her, celebrity crush. For me,
they're all cute.
Oh no, but you have an extra big crush on Hannah and
Maddie and McKenna are like our age, so I'm allowed to have a crush on them.
And they're not huge, they're not like A-list celebrities. Like
they're B-list.
Hannah Ann is at least B+ celebrity there.
Yeah.
Why are we still talking about this? But
because,
no.
Do you want me to go into Bachelor talk that I actually summarized an episode of?
I mean, I gotta finish what I was saying. So Matt comments on Hannah Ann's posts, and she's like three of them. I slid into the DMs of Cassie Randolph, who was dating Colton Underwood, last year's winner, for a while.
I've heard that name. I've heard Colton Underwood's name.
And he was on the practice squad or in training camp for an NFL team. He was like a tight end. And yeah, you know, I very much have a crush on Cassie Randolph. She seems like a nice person. She seems like
a name.
She seems like she's low drama, but you know, no response, because why would she go out with 423 followers? You know, senior at ASU, 3 years younger than her.
It's not about the It's about the way you. It's not about the followage. It's about the way you worded your comment to her.
I just said, hey, if you ever need someone to
talk to,
her
a celebrity. By calling her a celebrity,
I didn't call her a celebrity. I said that's out of the. I said I'm out of the celebrity realm. What is wrong with this? I don't see a problem.
That's basically calling her a celebrity, and you're not supposed to do that.
What? Like she is.
But you need to treat her like a normal person.
I did. I said I would treat her like a normal person.
Nope. Wrong.
Max, thoughts?
None.
He's lost.
Okay, you make it quick, Matt, and then I want to talk about LPGA with Max.
Okay. This is a summary of Brian the
Like
Bachelor.
your sweater, Max.
How many of y'all watched Family Guy in the past? How many of y'all watched Family Guy?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone?
Yeah.
What? I watch Family Guy, yes.
Okay, so this is an episode where Brian the dog winds up on The Bachelorette. So it's from 2005. Peter and Brian take Cleveland to auditions in the town. Cleveland gets nervous, so nervous that Peter ties him down, and they both and rips both of their clothes off. The ABC people come out, they get scared. Brian goes in, apologizes to them, but then ABC brings him on to be a contestant. Brian says he's using the opportunity to take a vacation for the free food and the free quote-unquote top shelf booze. Glenn Quagmire, their neighbor, is on there as well. The Bachelorette is named Brooke.
Wait. Hold up. They put Quagmire on The Bachelorette?
Yes. Yes.
This episode automatically couldn't work in 2020.
Yeah. The Bachelorette is named Brooke. Brian surprisingly got a rose. He didn't really want it, but she wanted to get to know him better. They go on a group date at like some farm to go horseback riding. Brian refuses. He sneaks off to take a smoke. Brooke comes over, bums a cigarette off of him. She admits that she hates doing the show. They bond talking about jazz records. Glenn somehow got a one-on-one with the Brooke. He slipped a pill in her drink.
What?
Then started taking her off. Forgot there were cameras. Despite that, Glenn and Brian are the final two. Brian.
Is Glenn the one in the? Which one's Glenn?
Glenn Quagmire.
Oh yeah, of course he would do that.
Yeah.
Again,
Brian in a confessional.
This episode couldn't be made like that in 2020.
Yeah, Brian admits that he's in love in a confessional. Starts singing the song "At This Moment." So they go to the Griffin house. This is all while Chris is a talking zit that's causing him to wreck chaos.
Why'd you have to tell the side story? It didn't need to be told.
I mean, so they go crazy while they're at dinner.
Way too long.
But somehow Brooke chose Brian after having a worse date with Quagmire. They both
win.
They kiss, and then they go, "That's a wrap." And then Michael Eisner comes out and gives him the bill for the mansion. Brooke, by the way, said, "Oh, stop it! It's just TV." Brian is still kind of in love. He tries to reach her over the phone way too many times. Sends Brooke a new answering machine. Finds her outside her hotel. Brooke threatens to call the cops. He leaves. Brian says he can't believe he got sucked into the reality world.
That's the most Family Guy episode I've ever heard in my life.
Love the side note of the episode of Chris being a big zit the whole time.
I'm trying to think of like how the cutaways would go for that episode. Does anybody watch Family Guy anymore? Like the new episodes?
Here's the thing. I watched Family Guy for a while. When I was a freshman in high school, or 8th grader, like freshman in high school, it felt super edgy to stay up till like 11 o'clock and watch Family Guy on the CW. Yep. It doesn't anymore. It's really boring now to me. I don't like Family Guy at all.
I thought about South Park. I think South Park is really lame.
South Park was great for a while, and then it got so boring to me.
When you're in 8th grade, you're like, wow, this is so edgy. Like, my parents, if they knew I was watching this, like...
8th grade, that was me in 8th grade, yeah, for sure.
I will put on Family Guy if it's from this one season back in 2005, right after they came back on the air. Like, watch episode 4 and after. The current ones are not good at all. Couple funny ones here and there, but the best ones were right after they came back from their 3-year cancellation. So
here's my issue with Family Guy is every episode feels like it's 2 hours because the first 10 minutes are always completely unrelated to the next 20 minutes. They're so unrelated. So I feel like I've watched an entire episode by the time the first 10 minutes are done. Because then all of a sudden it drastically changes. Like every single episode it does. It just goes like that and completely changes plot. And I'm just like, okay.
They made fun of the WNBA. That's my problem with the
shocker.
One fan in attendance. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, go to Phoenix.
The Simpsons did a WNBA episode where Ned Flanders won money or a car. Oh, no, he won money hitting a half-court shot underhanded.
I do love the Simpsons.
No, we could talk Simpsons for 3 hours.
By the way,
Jesse doesn't. That's the one animated adult show.
By
the way, Jesse doesn't understand. Oh, he's never heard that in his life.
I think I have. I'm just never been a big Simpsons guy. I've never been a big Simpsons guy. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll watch it.
Matt really loves the Simpsons movie, correct?
It's my favorite movie ever.
Yeah, I believe I remembered that.
I did a movies with Matt on it a few months ago.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that now. I love that movie.
Podcast. Are you gonna bring back your podcast?
I have a new one in the works.
Is it a different one than the one you started?
Yeah, because a friend asked me to co-host one. So
okay, because I think Matt would be a good guest on a 4 favorite films.
My dad's been asking me to come on.
But I'm not a movie buff. I watch like one movie every other week, and then I talk about, and then I write an essay on it and read it off to you guys.
That's a lot more than the average American.
Okay.
The Ladies Professional Golf Association.
I'm going to mute myself and watch the possible future vice president. I'll talk to you all in a few minutes.
Cool. All right. Is it LPGA talk now?
Well, yes, it's LPGA talk, but just Max, I'm just Matt in the corner looking up at his TV. I'm going to have trouble, like, not just laughing the whole time, so keep going. I will try not to.
Do you want me to put my video for now?
No, keep it.
Absolutely not. Go back. Content.
So, LPGA, first major is this week. So, since we talked about the PGA major last week, we have to talk about the LPGA major this week.
Of course.
It's my favorite sport. I follow the LPGA much more than probably anybody else on this planet does. I watch every single televised shot of it.
Your parents do too, right?
My mom really does. My dad kind of like puts up with it. My dad isn't into golf, men or women. golf, so he just kind of puts up with it. But my mom really loves it too. I have not missed a single televised shot in the 3 weeks it's back. And I'm so excited. Americans have won 3 weeks in a row, so I'm really hoping that continues, that trend does, because it's not a very usual thing for the LPGA, because it's a very, very worldwide dominated sport. There's great players from Spain. There's great players from Korea. There's great players from China, great players from Mexico. And so the best player in the world, debatably, is from Canada. So all over the world, there's great players. And so it's really, really exciting that Americans are dominating. Danielle Kang is one of the best younger Americans on the tour. She's won twice already this season in 3 weeks. Then Stacey Lewis came out last week and won. She's in her like late 30s, end of her career. At one point was like the biggest star in LPGA golf and is like kind of making her comeback. She had a baby a couple years ago. So she's back now. It's very, very exciting for LPGA. So this Women's British Open should be incredibly fun.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk about current Sun Devil women's golf senior. I don't know how to say her last name, but I think it's Mahaffey. What'd you say? Mahaffey. Olivia Mahaffey. One of two amateurs, both from the Pac-12. They're the only two amateurs playing in this major championship. And then there are 4 other former Sun Devils that are pros currently playing. So I'm very excited for that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it till 3 a.m. tonight, but I will be paying attention this weekend. Just as like the men's side, ASU has got so many professional golfers that are really good in both the PGA and the LPGA. And
no, but Max, what time are you going to be getting up?
I have my alarm set for 5:30. It's on. Like I'm dedicated at this point. But here's my thing with Mahaffey. I'm really excited about her because there's probably like 10 like individual year sports teams that I hold above like almost any other, and Sun Devil women's golf from like 2 years ago is one of those. Like they were so much fun. I watched their entire NCAA championship run. They had both Mahaffey and Linnea Strom, who is also playing this week. And they were such a fun team. My mom and I got so into them, had so much fun. We love the national championships for women's golf. And the next year, after they won the national championship, they actually played their regional in Madison, Wisconsin. And so, and it was the week after school ended. So I was back here. So me and my mom went out to watch them. And like my mom and I were like legitimately like kind of starstruck because there's not many people at those events. So like especially in Madison. So if like the players see somebody in like Sun Devils gear, like they notice and they say like, oh, thanks for coming. Oh, like awesome. Like, oh, go Devils and stuff. So like, it was really cool to like, for them to like keep on walking up to us and saying like, oh yeah, go Devils. Thanks for coming. Like,
yeah, so cool. I bet it's so much better to watch golf at that than it is to watch golf at like a big giant tournament because you can actually see people. How will the attendance be for this tournament? Actually, there's
no attendance.
Forgot. Yeah. Just that was the first time that I've actually like really like slipped on and just totally forgot that there's a pandemic. Dang, like maybe I'm too back into sports. Like maybe it's like that like I'm expecting things, and then.
But I will say, if anybody wants entertainment added to the LPGA experience this week, my family, for every major golf tournament, both men and women, we do a draft where we all pick 10 players, and then we calculate scores based on their scores to determine a winner. For the PGA Championship, we finished 124, 124, 126. So we were all really, really close to each other. So for entertainment purposes, if you want to know my team, because I did very well on the PGA Championship, my team is Nelly Korda, Jessica Korda, Brittany Altamare, Arya Jutarnagan, Lizette Salas, Jennifer Song, Linnea Strom, Olivia Mahaffey, Megan Kang, and Jennifer Cutcho. just if you want some entertainment purposes.
I love that you put Mahaffey on there. That's cool.
Yeah, I had to take her. I took her and Strom back to back. I was just like, you know what? We need to get some Sun Devils off the board.
Nice.
What other Royal Troon? It sounds familiar. What other big tournaments has that hosted?
Well, first of all, Troon is also the name of a course in Scottsdale, so you might know it because of that.
It owns a lot of big, nice courses in the world, right?
Royal Troon is probably one of the 5 most famous courses in Britain.
Okay.
It's definitely, it's always ranked in like the top 20 in the world. I was actually supposed to play it a couple months ago, but pandemic happened, so I couldn't. But
you could come play Fox Ridge and Helena.
It's true. But the Royal Troon perhaps has maybe the most famous hole in the world, which is hole number 8, which is called the postage stamp hole. A lot of people compare 16 at Scottsdale to it, just design-wise. It's a short par 3 with a very small green surrounded by bunkers. And basically, if you hit a good shot, you're going to make a birdie. If you hit a bad shot, you're going to make a quadruple bogey. There's some hilarious videos online of pros playing it. It's maybe the most famous hole in all of golf. So that's something to watch for. It's number 8, the postage stamp.
It's no 17 at Sawgrass.
True, but if
put it on the poll, is it no 17 at Sawgrass?
But if you watch any of the Women's British Open this week, you will hear the words postage stamp 100 times. It is the most famous hole there is, at least in Scotland. It's the most famous hole there is.
Why do they call it that?
Because it's compared to a postage stamp because it's so small. They say that a full stamp could cover the green, essentially, because it's one of the smallest greens in like all of golf. It's tiny, and it's just surrounded by bunkers, and the whole thing kind of slopes off of the green, so it also slopes toward bunkers. So don't exactly in the right spot, you're gonna have trouble. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that hole in action again because it's always fun to watch it.
Oh, he's pulling it up.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a short hole for a professional golf course.
Yeah. There's some great videos of pros making like 6s on the hole and just looking like absolute jokes on it.
Gosh, that's beautiful. Max, you know what? Me and you, I guess Jeremy if he wants to, but he'll probably complain about all the food that we eat. I'd like to go over to that part of Europe, Scotland, Ireland, the UK, Wales, whatever, and play golf with you because that would be because
they're good golfing in Wales.
Yeah, probably. I think probably
Northern Ireland.
But fingers crossed, next summer we rescheduled our trip.
Fingers crossed next summer.
Credit on all of it. So. Yeah.
Fingers crossed next summer I'm going to be in Europe because my family and I were planning on going to Arsenal opening day, hopefully.
Yeah, I've got our Scotland trip. We've got it all planned again for next June, so hopefully.
Max, you've got me super excited for this event. So
it's going to be fun.
Who's on the call?
It'll probably be Tom Green. They've got their own announcers. They're great announcers.
Tarico will probably be there too, right?
I think probably over the weekend. I'd say he'll be doing stuff.
Yeah.
But they definitely have their own announcers. Jerry Foltz is one of the on-course guys. He's one of my favorite announcers in all sports. Jerry Foltz is. He's fantastic. The thing about the LPGA is with the announcers and the players, if you get a couple weeks in of watching them, you can get really into it. Like it's really infectious. The players are a lot more likable and have a lot bigger personalities than they do on the PGA Tour.
What's not to like about Bryson DeChambeau?
But that's the point is it's like the big personalities on the PGA Tour, mostly not really likable. The big personalities on the LPGA Tour are super likable and super fun. And so a couple weeks on it, if you can really pick and zero in on one player to really love, and then let that be your like kind of intro into it and watch a lot more of it, it's so much more entertaining and fun than the PGA Tour.
I'm just cheering for my Sun Devils.
Yeah. That's a great way to start with it. Other than Althahara Munoz, she had a huge controversy over the weekend.
What was it? What happened?
I don't know if we want to get into this, but she came into the final round tied for the lead but she became very, very notorious for extremely slow pace of play during the weekend. And it was blatantly slow. And it was definitely the big story coming out of last week's tournament. So,
Max complains about Coyle being a baseball traditionalist. Max is a golf traditionalist. He's the kind
I
of
accept it.
He's the kind of guy that gets angry at slow paced, at like slow play.
See, but here's the thing. Most golf traditionalists like slow play.
Okay.
They say that golf is a slow game that's meant to be patient. I like fast golf. I like to get in and out of there in less than 3 hours. That's not the traditional golf way.
But you don't believe in carts or even push carts.
Oh, no, I definitely don't. Push carts are weak. I'd rather have carts than push carts.
And also, you're not with me that the Masters should have more of a waste management Phoenix Open vibe.
I would let it go for any other tournament except for the Masters. That's not the Masters.
You'd like it at the British Open?
I'd be totally fine with it at the British Open. British Open is usually pretty rowdy.
Like that.
The British Open is usually the second most rowdy tournament on the tour. The British Open.
Besides
I want the British Open to be like English soccer.
The Ryder Cup is like that.
Well, the Ryder Cup is next level. Also, something I was supposed to be doing this year because it was supposed to be in Wisconsin this year. But anyway, got canceled.
I'm debating whether or not to go. Jeremy doesn't think I should, but if they allow fans at week 2, I'm going to take my precautions, and I think I'm going to go see the Washington football team play the Arizona Cardinals. But I will be taking my precautions, and I will be telling people to go away if they come anywhere near me. I'm
going to a movie next weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Theater's open next Friday.
Are you? I hope you're safe.
Yeah, I'm going to take precautions. See, I've been taking precautions this whole time. I'm going to take precautions.
From what Matt was just watching, something just very powerful said by Kamala Harris, my mom to me. There's no vaccine for racism.
That's the biggest thing the most noteworthy thing she's said in this ongoing address. Former President Obama gave a long address where he teared up. He did it, ironically, in Philadelphia 76 days before the election. Go Sixers, even though they lost today. Do you want me to get into looks likes now?
I was going to talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
The Jazz beat themselves today.
The Jazz won.
I know, they beat themselves.
Yeah, they're the same team.
Oh.
Max, aren't the Jazz and the Nuggets the exact same team?
Yeah.
Like, you don't – like, their uniforms, like, they play in the mountains somewhere.
Both of them have, like, one good big man and one, like, guard who hogs the ball, and I'm not sure if they're really good or not. Like, both teams have that. Like,
actually, wait, I asked everybody this.
You don't really know what their uniforms or colors are because they have so many of them.
I don't know the last time I saw a Nuggets uniform. Gotta be honest.
It's like a different one every time. Like, they wear those ones from the 80s. But I kind of, like, this is a really big hot take out of I don't think Nuggets fans like this, but I really liked the Carmelo Anthony era, like powder blue Denver Nuggets jerseys, like Allen Iverson,
That's not
Marcus
a hot take.
Camby.
Great jersey.
I have the navy blue one that has Nuggets written in cursive on it from that era. I have a Carmelo Anthony one of that, and it's one of my favorite jerseys that I own.
You own a Melo jersey? That's sad.
Melo was my second favorite player for a long time.
Why is that sad? Melo's a good favorite player to have.
LeBron, Melo, and Wade were my 3 favorite players in the NBA for a long time.
Me
Like,
too.
those were the 3 that made me love the NBA. Like,
Me too.
That was the group of players that made me love the NBA.
And Shaq.
Shaq was the guy that
Shaq was the one where it kind of transcended the NBA, where I wasn't really an NBA fan, but I loved Shaq.
Yeah.
And then, like, once LeBron, Melo, and Wade came in, that's when I started loving the NBA.
What I was trying to say a few minutes ago, I asked everybody yesterday, Max, how tall do you think Donovan Mitchell is?
I know that he's shorter than I think he is. Because when I see him, I feel like he should be like 6'4" or 6'5", but I feel like he's like 6'2".
He's 6'1".
Jeez. I have a great description of Donovan Mitchell that I workshopped on some people, and they said it was a good read. He's an incredible basketball player, but I don't think he's good at being an incredible basketball player. Like, he's amazing, and when you watch him, he is incredible. But I don't think he's good at being a great basketball player.
It doesn't really. I can't really put two and two together in my head, but like it makes sense.
Yeah, like he's like when you watch his highlights, he's unbelievable. But when you watch him actually play, it doesn't come together.
You know who I like? I feel like that's Damian Lillard because he doesn't get the ball every possession.
Lillard's pretty amazing.
Well, yeah, but like he's been really incredible. But like the Portland offense makes it so like it kind of hides him the entire game. You're like, oh, he got 35.
But I feel like that's what they need to do more with Mitchell, though. Because, like, Mitchell, I feel like every possession is him dribbling around for a few seconds and then either driving and kicking or going up for the basket with it. Like, that's every single Utah possession.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Unfortunately, while Shaq got me into the NBA, somebody else got me into the NBA, maybe even a little more than Shaq, even though Shaq was my favorite player. And that player was former Washington Wizards guard, Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. Do you guys remember those Duracell battery jerseys?
That is a shot in the dark right there.
Can I say
came in guns a-blazing with that one?
Can I say a kind of a sports related rant? Doing this show and trying to listen to a speech at the same time is impossible. I'll watch his speech later on YouTube, but
yeah.
I mean, I told you my rant was going to be about how these early games I don't like because of, being a worker on the West Coast. I'm just blessed to be a worker on the West Coast. Here's my complaint. Right now, it's like kind of back to school time, and we're having stuff that we would normally see in mid-spring and like early summer. It's giving us false hope because, it's been summer already, and these things will usually make us look forward to summer.
I'm just glad that we have it at all.
I mean,
when the pandemic hit, I was like, I don't know if we're ever getting this back until there's a vaccine, and then
And then NASCAR was like, yeah, fans.
No, they were like, great.
Hold up, Jeremy. You know what just really makes me mad? Jeremy goes to the NASCAR fans. You know who else has fans, Jeremy? Your precious soccer. Soccer has fans too. So you know what?
I already made fun of that last week.
Yeah, but you go to NASCAR first. So you know what?
Because
I want to hear you say NASCAR and soccer.
But they had 50,000 people at Bristol.
No, they had 25, and they were socially distant. Yeah, you know what? But I want to hear you talk about soccer too. Soccer is maybe the worst in this because they bubbled in and then they went out of the bubble.
I saw a video because Toronto was playing against Montreal yesterday. I saw a video of the supporters section dancing around, and I cringed. Like,
but did you say it on the show? No, you went to NASCAR because everyone likes to just take it out on NASCAR.
Because they're stupid, and you told me that they're stupid because they're all gathering at the front to high five their favorite driver.
That is stupid. Am I going to go to the championship race in Phoenix? Yes, sir.
Maybe.
I need content. Jason Kern was at Cardinals practice. Why am I not there? This is a problem.
Versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League final this week.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting final. I just think that Bayern Munich has the better defense, but the firepower of Paris, I don't really know. I don't know if anybody knows as much as I do about this game, but
that's soccer. On the field in the standings.
It'll just be interesting to see because I like both teams and
with the jerseys.
All right. Can I do looks likes now?
Let's just want to do looks likes and wrap up the show. Like there's this whole Masai Ujiri thing that I wanted to get into.
We didn't talk about Big Brother either.
Oh, Max wants to talk about Big Brother.
I want to talk about that issue too though. So
also I also really like Max's stuffed animal.
Literally, Pluto. Say his name, please.
I was hoping
Pluto pillow pet. Look at it. It becomes a pillow.
Like I saw you putting your hand like on him earlier, and like the mouth.
Yeah,
was
he was reacting to stuff.
Yeah, no, I thought he was like I thought you were being a ventriloquist. Honestly, like I thought.
Yeah.
Max, can you try some ventriloquism for us?
Yeah, see, he's a pillow.
But Pluto doesn't talk, so.
Correct. He's a pillow, and now he's a pet. I don't know. No, now he's a pillow.
Now he's a pillow.
Yeah, he's a pillow. He's a pillow now, and now he's a pet.
He's a pet.
When Max goes to Disney, the goal is to find Pluto.
100% correct.
Every time.
Listen,
It's not like the rides are like secondary. Like everything.
100%. 100%. That's correct.
Makes the beeline to Pluto, and then.
Speaking of, I just need to like plug my headphones whenever I can. So, like, I mean, come on.
My aunt is a big Donald Duck fan. Although I don't think she's ever drank Donald Duck orange juice because it's not available on the East Coast.
Keep doing that, Jeremy. Keep going. Keep going. Max?
No.
Oh, come on, Max. Come on. We gotta get one.
Jesse, I gotta go back to the NBA. Players need to stop stepping on the sideline in the bubble. I'm tired of it. Stop stepping on the sideline.
Jeremy has become the serious guy on the show, and it really bothers me.
But I was the serious guy.
I don't know who's the serious guy. I know that I'm not.
I literally just did my Donald Duck impression. I'm the serious guy. Like,
by the way, NBA bubble life. We've got an arcade, I guess, in the gym. It looks like maybe I don't know. They got an arcade somewhere here.
Can you please show us? Like
I did. You just didn't look at it.
Showing my face.
Whiteside is driving a golf cart.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Right. Show the camera. There you go. The camera.
Yeah. The Grand Floridian Hotel.
Yeah. In there. Stayed there.
The playmaking shark Gary Trent. I can if you like. I can take you to that corner where the convention center is. Don't let me get on one of these. I'm Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. So that and Whiteside didn't know that his former teammate was in the bubble. He was watching the Nets game today, and he's like, "Oh, so that's why Tyler wasn't answering my phone calls talking about Tyler Johnson. He's in the bubble."
There's a debate over whether this is a cinnamon roll or a cinnamon pretzel. I would go.
That's a pretzel.
That's definitely a pretzel. By the way, cinnamon pretzels are not the go-to. You go for a regular pretzel with cheese.
With salt. With the salt, yes.
Yeah.
Jesse, are you listening to me?
Not really.
Do we listen to anybody?
If we're talking about pretzels, by the way, Auntie Anne's, the pretzel bites with no salt.
Yeah.
This is Hassan Whiteside not knowing that his former teammate was in the bubble.
Turned on the TV. I was wondering why Tyler Johnson didn't answer my phone call.
He should get social media influencer of the bubble. They should start giving out social media awards. All right, but to end the NBA segment with a little serious talk, Masai Ujiri, they've released the body cam footage of him and the security guard or police officer, whatever it was.
Isn't the police officer doubling down too? Like,
yes,
I don't know. But
the sheriff's office is doubling down, saying that.
But it wasn't
the whole sheriff's offices.
Masai didn't start the altercation. He had his press pass in his jacket, and he obviously had one around his neck. But I think basically from what I see from the visual evidence is that the cop basically was like, "Oh, this guy can't be part of the parade."
And here's the
celebration is what I meant to say.
I've heard some discussion that says that it wasn't the right pass, that there was like a different pass that he needed for that. But why don't you just try to talk it out with him? Like, why do you go straight to shoving? Like,
I don't know.
There's no excuse for going straight to shoving. Not once, but twice. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. I really don't understand it. I just again, like, we've had two examples of just stuff that just like I'm just like, I don't like want to get into this stuff ever on the show. Like, I never want to talk about the stuff on the show, but it continues to come up.
And he's not only being sued by the police officer, he's also being sued by the police officer's wife, who said that inflicted emotional distress on her.
No,
I mean, come on. Like, and that's just the problem. If there wasn't this body camera footage, most people would have just believed him. And that's the problem, is it's like there's no accountability right now with that.
Yeah.
It's really, really rough to watch that video.
Oh yeah, 100%. But kudos to Kyle Lowry for understanding the situation.
Absolutely.
And coming over and getting him.
Yeah, if you watch, because there was also an above angle that showed the whole thing. Kyle Lowry comes running over to come help him out. Like, really, really cool. Like, Kyle
Lowry literally being mobbed by media and people taking pictures.
And in the biggest and most important moment of his life goes to go help him out. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it just sucks that it sucks that it had to happen, and it really sucks that, that night was kind of scarred a little bit by that incident, and it's just
I don't think it was at the end of the day. Like,
no, it wasn't at the end of the day. I think
here's my thing though.
But it's still there. It still happened, and it still sucks.
Here's my thing. I know you guys have probably been in situations like I've, and obviously not on either end to this degree, but where there's something really great or cool that happens, but there's that one moment that like happened that wasn't that great on that same day or night and stuff. And that's like always seems to be the thing you think about. And nothing's been on the degree of being profiled like he was or winning an NBA championship, but it still exists where that's kind of the thing that you end up associating that day or night with a little bit. And so I'm sure this has definitely soured that night for him.
I don't know if Max was at this game with me. I don't think he was, but the ASU, I believe it was ASU U of A, earlier this year in basketball.
I was not. No.
Also, the night that LeBron passed Kobe on the scoring list.
Mm-hmm.
That game was so fun. ASU came back. It was like, just the place was rocking. It was amazing. It was another one of these wins over U of A.
There you are.
During the middle of wait, did I cut out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you were like for 5 seconds.
Okay. So I'll start that over. So basically what happened was, ASU beat U of A in one of these, big.
That was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was one of these big comebacks that ASU has sometimes. They won, LeBron during the game passed Kobe. Kobe shouted them out on Twitter. And the next day, Kobe dies. So, like, for me, it's like that night, which was so great, like, will always just be like, oh, I remember that was the game the night before Kobe died.
Yeah.
And it was also, like, super weird and eerie that Kobe died the exact day, the next day after LeBron passed him on the scoring list. And you saw – and he tweeted that, like 12 hours before it happened. And so it was just that's what I'll always remember from that weekend. And so
yeah.
Now I'm remembering that as well. I remember seeing like OMG Kobe the next day, and I'm like, oh no.
It was crazy because like I'm in a group chat with a few Lakers fans, and they're just like distraught, like trying to find out if it was real or not. I mean, obviously, not to get into this whole subject because it opens up so much more, but that day was just the craziest day that I can. In a world that's crazy right now, that day was just the craziest day that I can remember.
Can we not talk about the day that kind of set the tone for 2020? Because
honestly, like I would say that 2020, like it got off on a bad note January 1st, because January 1st, I remember Commissioner Stern died.
Yeah.
And then I had to go do a story on his legacy with Charlie Turner Thorne.
Yeah.
And I was just asking her, like, obviously he was great in pushing the WNBA and making sure that women's basketball had a place in society. And she was like, oh yeah, that's, great and everything. And then, so that was like my first negative story that I had to write.
Yeah. And then all you've written.
And then it's just been
Well, I remember I remember even on December 31st, some huge international incident happened. I don't even remember what it was at this point because this year has just felt like 5 years. But some like crazy international incident happened because that night on Twitter was just insane. I remember because I was in California because I went to the Rose Bowl the next day. I just remember sitting in my hotel in California just reading all of this stuff because something crazy happened and like nobody remembers it anymore.
Well, I mean, the virus had already started by that point, actually.
Absolutely. That was like when like we were first starting to really, really hear about like how serious the virus was.
Because it was like bad in China, and we were like, oh, like, you know.
That was when it about hit Korea too, was about that time.
Yeah, so it's been, you know, that's when we first started kind of hearing about it, and I just never thought it would get anywhere to where it was now, just because I'm, maybe it's just me being American and feeling.
We all did not know how to react to it, and that's
no, like me and you, like the week before, we shouldn't have been hanging out, and like I should have been at the Pac-12.
I was like,
oh no, when Adam Amin and I saw each other, we like I wasn't caring about that. I just like we went up and gave each other like a big bro hug. What's up?
Did you know Adam Amin was going to Fox back in March?
I knew he was going to the Bulls job.
Yeah,
I knew he was taking the Bulls job. He told me.
But I remember like when there was one case in Phoenix
on Sundays. So
and yeah, I remember that. I remember like that case at ASU and that wasn't actually a case, and so like I was just like like this is not like a big deal. Like what? Like people say like it's the flu or you're asymptomatic. Like I thought it would just be another Ebola or something where like it's obviously horrible in other countries, but like here it really doesn't affect daily life. Yeah, and then it was like it was definitely a wake up call for. I mean, hopefully eventually we can get through this and hopefully eventually we can find vaccines and cures and stuff. But like, it's just a wake up call for future that this stuff can affect us as much as it affects anybody else. Yeah. And we need to make sure that, you know, with our medical resources and not to try to get too political. And cause I think that race and like LGBTQ stuff is not politics. I don't like to get political on the show, but you know, I think
we're about to be with these.
I mean, yeah, unless we're like looking at people and saying, oh, that person looks like they're an SEC coach.
I'll talk about that when you're done.
But that's fine. But as far as like, I just think that, you know, we've got to make sure that we know that we have top line medical resources and to send them in to help instead of just, you know, making sure that, you know, that people from those countries don't come in because it's just not how it works.
Again, we're the Why So Serious show here, and you know, don't really talk about serious topics too often, but when we do, we really get into it and we go down a deep rabbit hole. So let's kind of reel it back in, guys.
We really do, yeah.
Looks like time. All right, do I have shares?
Yeah, no. What are we doing today? Because I feel like our whole show we've been.
What are we doing was the first thing. So
yeah, we can all agree that was a group. What are we doing? Was Thom Brennaman.
Yeah, Thom Brennaman. What are you doing? All right. I mean, I was telling you to play it. So, Max, if you did not watch Monday's show, this is
I did not.
We're doing the looks like game with these political conventions. So, next week I think I'll have a lot more.
Oh yeah, next week's gonna be stacked. I'm just gonna be honest.
And also next week, like
I with the RNC.
Yeah, it's gonna be stacked.
No. I mean, I have to start thinking of Mitch McConnell. Because you could.
I mean, Mitch McConnell looks like a turtle. Like it's
just really such
an easy one.
Really does.
50 Mitch McConnell looks like, but it was hard to.
Mitch McConnell looks like a turtle. It's the only one.
Yeah, he really does.
It was hard to squeeze the 3 people this week. So just know that I will not make fun of the Trumps, Obamas, Pences, Bidens, Harrises, or Clintons.
I love how you have your rules on here. It's so awesome. I love how you thought this through.
Because
that's all fair.
Because they're.
I don't know. I would go for Hillary and Bill, honestly.
Come on.
There's some good ones you can have with Bill. I gotta be honest here.
Trump people have done that. Pence people have done that. But the Clintons, come on, man.
No. Come on.
Understandable.
Respect one, you respect all. It's like if you respect Obama, you have to kind of respect Trump. or Clinton or the Bushes. I didn't put the Bushes on here because they haven't made any appearances yet, and I don't think they will.
They won't.
No, they definitely won't. So the other night I went through a bunch. I only have 3 people, but I have 2 for each. So
I'm George W. Bush.
What? I'm
George W. Bush. Ka-ching. Texas man.
Representative Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. Does Nancy Pelosi look like the reader at church who deliberately takes pauses throughout her reading?
Yeah, as soon as you said the reader at church, especially with that photo with the mic like that and stuff, yeah, it really works.
She looks up as she's reading an important line and then takes a pause.
Just make sure everyone's paying attention.
Yeah.
It's the person where you're sitting there like, gosh, the Rams game starts in 30 minutes. Come on.
I'll give you an example. A reading from the second letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. Okay, I'm done. I shouldn't be quoting the Bible on here. This is why it's so serious show.
This is funny though.
Very good. It's very good though.
I really like.
Very accurate.
I really like on our show how at least we're Max, me, Matt. We had Chris on the other day. Like we're at least like familiar with the Catholic Church because there's very many things that like are just you can like I'm not saying poke fun at, but like kind of poke fun at with the Catholic.
By the way, if you ever go to St. Mary's Cathedral in downtown Phoenix,
oh, it's so boring, dude.
You will get a Nancy Pelosi on a Sunday morning at 9:00.
Oh my gosh, it is.
I never did that.
It's so boring. It is the most boring.
We'll talk about that church afterward, but my
there are also these rabbis at synagogue. Don't worry, there are
the slow ones.
Yes.
Well, this is kind of a compliment to Nancy Pelosi. Does Nancy Pelosi look like the neighbor who's out full-size candy on Halloween?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she lives in a small neighborhood and gives the whole bag to the kid.
No, wait, but she also could be the one that gives out toothpaste.
No. She's definitely.
I was going to say quarters.
Did you guys ever get toothpaste on Halloween?
I've gotten quarters before.
I'll take that.
I've never gotten anything but candy.
I've gotten quarters before.
I've heard horror stories about toothpaste and.
I've gotten instant popcorn, which I was a big fan of.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, it was usually a chocolate that would go with the popcorn.
Oh, I have something to say after Matt's done with his segment. Related
All right,
to that.
I have 2 more people, but 2 for each one. So the next one's Senator Elizabeth Warren. I'm not going to repeat the nickname some people call her, but does Senator Elizabeth Warren look like the grandmother who makes her grandchildren avoid the rooms that are quote-unquote off limits inside her house?
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, which rooms are they?
The grandparents' bedroom,
attic,
and the study.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she has a study. But does Elizabeth Warren also look like she goes to 50s themed nightclubs every weekend?
Yeah, I can see that.
100%.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, the last person I'm going to do tonight is Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Does Chuck Schumer look like the guy who goes to the gym at 7 a.m. every morning to just get a few rounds hitting the punch bag?
The picture that you have really shows that. Yeah. The picture where he's like this definitely really.
Yeah, and he also might do play like 2 games of pickup basketball, and you know him as the old guy that comes in and he's like really nice to everyone.
But he's really nice to everybody, but he also throws elbows like crazy.
Finally, does Chuck
he says he doesn't like the 3-pointer and he wants to go play basketball like it was played back in his day.
Yeah, he chews out the guy that hogs the ball too much and stuff.
And his all-time favorite player was Wilt Chamberlain.
That actually strangely really makes sense. Yeah.
All right, last one on Chuck Schumer. Does Chuck Schumer look like the college professor that rants about the problems with the world at the start of every class, even though he's only teaching freshman introductory English?
Yeah. Yeah, if he had a corduroy jacket on or something, like, it would really, really, like, nail that home.
Okay, I love this professor. I had a professor freshman year that wore the same thing every day.
Okay, was it philosophy or psychology or whatever?
It was the human event for Barrett.
Oh, damn.
Which is basically like a philosophy class.
Max.
I know. Yes. So you had the same professor. Yeah, he wore the same thing every single day.
Yes.
And it's exactly what you'd expect a philosophy professor to wear.
Schumer also looks like he calls himself not a quitter.
Yeah.
He does. Well, he's not a quitter.
All right. So Jesse touched on popcorn for a second. So I just want to point out something embarrassing I did. I don't know if I said this last week on the show, but last Sunday, I drove 45 minutes both ways to get movie theater popcorn. Drove an hour and a half in total to get movie theater popcorn.
Was it the movie theater that was open?
Yeah, because the one right next to me did have curbside popcorn. It's like 3 minutes away from me. Then last weekend, all of a sudden, they didn't anymore. So I had to go to the one all the way across town, and it was 45 minutes there and then 45 minutes back. And I did that.
So I decided that the drive was a colossal waste of time.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, but like I really ran down my gas.
I saw Call of the Wild at drive-in in Phoenix right before I came back here. It is.
Which drive-in did you go to?
It was in Scottsdale somewhere. It was
kind of
actually up by TPC.
I went to the one out in Glendale. That's like it's like a farmer's market during the day, and then it transforms into a drive-in movie theater at night. And it was okay, but like, you know, I don't know if I would do a double feature again.
Like being able to get out of the house and do anything is kind of fun nowadays, but I was just kind of like, it's fine.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm gonna I wish I had just gone for Blues Brothers for other reasons other than it drained my car battery, but and like it drained my car gas, but you know.
All right. Do you want me to go over the 3 polls that were?
No, Max has to talk about Big Brother.
Big Brother. All right.
Oh no.
All I have say about Big Brother is I really dislike Memphis. I'm hoping that next week. I'm hoping that next week.
Knoxville.
Yes, correct.
Chattanooga.
I'm hoping that next week he gets what's coming for him.
Forge.
I have not watched Kazar's first season, but he's by far my favorite so far.
Oh yeah, but he's also playing.
Awesome.
He was playing way too hard the first week.
Oh, 100%. But I'm a really, really big fan of him. He's definitely one I'm rooting for.
Oh yeah, and I love Janelle, but like her decision. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, her decision making last week was kind of bad in the fact that she played the safety tournament or safety game. And the fact that she tried to save Keisha.
So here's my issue with Janelle is I understand that she's an all-time great. I've kind of gotten that through osmosis. I've not seen her first 2 seasons. I've only seen 14. I absolutely despised her on 14.
Really?
So I'm coming in with like not a good feeling on Janelle. And she's been definitely a lot better in this season. I also want to say Ian had one of my favorite individual episodes of Big Brother today. It was totally nonsense, super cheesy, super corny. I don't know who else watched it, but it was hilarious and funny, and I loved it. You didn't watch it? Well, he had a punishment. Yeah, he had a punishment today, and it was really, really funny and hilarious, and I love Ian, so yeah.
I love Ian too. Yeah.
Everybody do the John Wall.
So yeah, that's my take on Big Brother. Is more Kazar and Ian, less Memphis and Cody.
Okay, I'm going to update.
And Nicole has the greatest accent ever.
I have the polls.
I'm going to update the polls from yesterday, Matt. You update the polls from today.
Go for it.
Can Vucevic do it all? 75% yes. Are the Lakers in trouble if they're waiting for Rondo to come back? 52% yes. That changed overnight. Is Frank Vogel in, not on the hot seat? 81% yes. 81% yes.
Lakers fans are struggling right now.
Really, I don't like that. That's like one of my least favorite things because they've won 5 championships in 20 years. If my team had won 5 championships in 20 years, I would shut the hell up.
One of their favorite players of all time just died. Like, give him a break.
I got a funny tweet that I'm just gonna message you, Jesse. I don't want you to read it on the air, but I just want you to laugh at it.
Were the Blackhawks playing with house money? That would be 57% no. Should Lakers fans follow us on Twitter? 75% yes, 25% yes. Hey, Lakers Nation, you good? 40% no, 60% leave us alone. Does Suarez have the strongest teeth in soccer? 100% yes. Does anyone still wear jock straps? 67% no. And then Matt?
Today's polls on the Why So Serious Show Twitter account. We've got, is Tatis's home run still traveling? 83% of those who voted says yes. It still is. Is it number 17? It's Sawgrass. 100% of those who voted say yes. Have you ever gotten toothpaste on Halloween? 100% of those who voted say no.
Those are the polls. Follow us on Twitter.
Also, an update on something earlier in the show. Thom Brennaman was actually removed from the game mid-broadcast.
Wow.
Yes,
They took him out. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did say at the end of his apology speech that the other guy was going to take over for the rest of the game.
And welcome to the Frontier League, Thom Brennaman. And follow us on Twitter at the letter Y, and then So Serious Show. No show tomorrow because of the start of ASU classes. We will see you back on Friday. Good night, Canada.
Good night, Canada.
Everybody wave. Everybody wave. You gotta wave like this. Pageant wave. Pageant wave.
Good night, Canada.
Sitting on the back of a Camaro. All right. Bye.